Hello guys, what is up? I'm your host Abhishek Chaudhary and welcome to the channel Code with Rapper. In this lecture we will discuss the concept of variable scope in JavaScript. Okay, so let's begin. So guys, what is variable scope? The scope of variable in JavaScript refers to an area or the context where a variable is visible or it is accessible by other code. Alright, so it means if we declare a variable inside any scope like the block of code, then it is visible between that block of code. Okay, so this is the area or context where the variable is visible or the accessible. In JavaScript, variable have generally two types of scope, which is global and local. So the global scope is when we declare a variable outside the block. Okay, and local is when we declare a variable inside the block. Okay, we will discuss these concepts. Let's move. Here we see that a variable can be declared in three ways: var, let, and const. Okay, there are few things which we need to keep in mind, when we declare a variable with var keyword, the scope is function scope, and hosting can be done. The variable can be reassigned and can be redeclared. Okay, so same for this let, the scope becomes block, and for const the scope becomes block. So the main thing here is var keyword variables have function scope, and the let keyword and const keyword variable have block scope. Okay, the hosting concept we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, and yeah, so we will see. So guys, what is a block scope? It is a section of code surrounded with curly braces, may contain statement of code or not. Okay, so we will see here. Suppose this is our project. Okay, we will discuss block scope. So code between the curly braces, it becomes the block scope. This is the code block. So we can say this is the code block. So this is the block scope. Function, my function. So this is the block, the pair of curly braces, and inside that we write some code, and this is the scope, the block scope. Okay, let's see this block scope. So normally when we declare a variable inside the code block with const, what happens? We will see. Make this true statement, if statement, and one sec, and we will declare a variable const. Okay, so as we discussed, beyond this block of code, this variable won't be existing, so we may get a error message here. Okay, so I will run this on live server. we are getting a reference error here, means this message variable is not defined. Okay, so yeah, let's see this piece of code. uh, as we know that const and let have this block scope, and our var keyword variables have function scope. So first we will see this block scope with const. Okay, okay, and if some true statement, this block will be executed, and here again we write const x equals to 20, and we try to log here. Okay, so we will see what we get inside. Okay, and we will try to log here also, so that a block, then this will contain this x as a separate block. So in this case here, this scope will not be applicable for this var. So what we see here will get reassigned here also, and actually this variable can be said as they are same. So this scope does not matter for this var here. Okay, so throughout this program the x will be the same. So x equals to 20, and then x was 10, then it becomes 20. So inside will be 20, and outside also we will see it as 20. Yep, let us see what is the result. 20, 20. So the concluding point here with var with the block scope is that no doubt this gives a separate scope, but it doesn't affect the var here. Var always listens to this function scope. Okay, just in the next concept we will move to the function scope here, and we will see how things work there. Okay, so yeah, let's jump there. We saw this block scope with var with let function scope. A function scope is an area encapsulated by the function scope, the function. Okay, a function scope is also a block scope. Yes, we will see. So let and const behaves same as it behaves with the block scope. When we write a function, okay, so sorry, we can see that it has this block. Okay, so this is also a block scope. Okay, you can say this is a block. Okay, like we write here, this is also a block. Okay, so let us see how it behaves. Okay, let's consider this const. We will declare a variable const x equals to 10. Inside this function we will log x inside. Okay, x and x outside x. Okay, so as this is also a block scope, so this const will behave in the same manner it was behaving earlier with the block scope. Okay, So function also provide this block scope. Okay, so x is 10 here. When this the control will hit here, uh, a new variable will be created, x equals to 20, and 20 will be printed out. This is totally, you can say, a complete different box which has a different scope. Okay, this is at global scope here, and this is at local scope to this context. Okay, so const x equals to 20 here, and we will see x inside 20. When we come here, this x equals to 20 variable will be destroyed. Okay, will be destroyed. So outside, this x will be printed by using this variable x equals to 10. Okay, because as it is at global here, outside any code block, any function scope or the block scope, it is here. So this will be remaining, this will remain when this line will be executed, and this variable will be destroyed when it reaches, the control reaches here. So guys, in short, x equals to 10, a new block x equals to 20, so this will be 20, and this will get destroyed, and x equals to 10 here outside the global one. So 20 and 10, let us see. Okay, we need to call this function also, my function 20 and 10. What happens when we declare it with let? We know that let and const behave in the same manner in function scope and this block scope, because function scope also provide this block. So the result will be the same, 20 and 10. All right, so the new things here comes when we declare it with a var. So what happens here? So var x equals to 10. Okay, and as this var keyword has function scope. Okay, var keyword